Hey, the microphone's back. All right, sweet. I don't know what that was about. I unmuted it, and I double-checked my OBS, and it was unmuted, and then all of a sudden it started coming on. All right, let's get this show on the road. Hello, guys. I'm your boss, Joe Boss. Alrighty, let's get into it. We have some news regarding some developments. There was an assassination attempt on Ivanka Trump. There was an announcement that the entire U.S. intel infrastructure around Trump is now bunkered up, and so is Trump. He actually missed out on his son's wedding to be bunkered up today. And they've put a lid on all press meetings today. And then there's some Telegram chats saying, hey, Iran is expecting a U.S. attack. And then there were some interesting things going on with Cuba. Apparently, when they sent someone over, the U.S. sent someone over to Cuba, and one of the people they sent with this emissary was one of the guys who conducted the Maduro raid. And apparently there are boats just enforcing there are people saying, oh, there's boats surrounding Cuba. I'm like, yeah, because there's currently a blockade of Cuba. So, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Might have to sneeze again, but I can feel the sneeze coming on, but it's not just quite coming out. So, whatever your political affiliations are, you know, if you don't like Trump, if you do like Trump, just understand, when it comes down to watching geopolitical events, when world leaders start isolating themselves and missing out on speeches for holidays like Memorial Day, excuse me, it's kind of a big deal. So we're gonna watch out right now for the weekend risk that now the bets seem to be mostly on that something's going to be happening with Iran, because there's also a huge map that I'm going to show that's showing an activation of many jammers across the Strait of Hormuz at the moment. In fact, let me go ahead and pull that up now. In the Plan of the Prophet Discord, we have our research forum, and I'll go ahead and bring that up here. And by the way, hopefully the music is, you know, not too loud and honestly not too annoying, I hope. I wanted to try something different. So let me know about it. I thought I'd put on like some chiptune stuff. Okay, so here's the research forum. Can I zoom in here? Yeah, I believe this is... Yeah. They're also clearing the airspace over Iran again. So, in the last week or so, some planes have been able to fly over Iran. And right now, the airspace is totally clear again. There was also a huge crowd in Tehran's Revolution Square. Revenge against the devil. Regime change advocates assume bombing breaks a people's will. Yeah. So it's not looking great. These are new. These are new. So there's now more calls for Iran to, on their own end, to continue. And then these are all the jamming sites that are currently happening right now. And you can see a lot is going on over here. So some trucks have been able to transport oil across the strait by circumventing it, by going over land. And so that's where a lot of these tankers are that are circumventing going through the Strait of Hormuz by getting their oil over land. Yeah, and then more calls saying, hey, there's something going on with Iran. But I'm kind of confused because there was apparently the War Powers Resolution Act was actually passed. War Powers Resolution was passed 50 to 47 not too long ago. So I wonder how that actually factors into this. Oh, is that Psychonauts? Yeah, that's Psychonauts. I find that a little distracting because I'm very familiar with that music. Duh. Yeah. Yeah, that's Psychonauts. It seems like the stream's having a bit of a quality issue at the moment. I can see my kilobits dropping for some reason. So sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. My streams have always been very consistent, but just sometimes when now it's back. So, and now it's dipped again. Great. All right, let's continue because I know I'm still uploading data, so the stream recording will be just fine. And then this is based on Cuba. So these are not translated posts yet. So this is the speculated United States invasion of Cuba thread. In the U.S., sister of Brigadier General Ani Latres Morena. Not going to try and butcher this one. Head of the Geisa Group, the most powerful company of the Cuban dictatorship, and they got sanctioned. This company, this Geisa Group, was sanctioned a few days ago. And I believe, yeah, so this person was the head of the Geisa Group, and they've just been captured in the United States, reportedly. Yeah, you can see Marco Rubio sanctioned the head of the Geisa Group earlier this month. Her sister was living in Miami. So that just happened. We're already going after people. Marco Rubio says odds of a peaceful agreement with Cuba are, quote, not high. And then this was the thing about one of the Venezuelan Midnight Hammer operators going to Cuba. Director John Ratcliffe, director for the CIA, visited Havana, Cuba, recently, and he brought a paramilitary operator with him who helped kill Cuban personnel during the Maduro raid. It's a very ballsy move. Very, very, very ballsy move. And then we got this thing saying not much longer from a representative, Armed Services, Homeland Security, Select Committee on China. This guy would technically be Intel because of his committee status and Homeland Security, but you could argue like how deep in Intel he's actually is or not. Anyways, those are the handful of things we're keeping an eye out on. And then I'm going to go to the group research thread here and see if there's just anything I missed because I've been forwarding stuff into the group research chat. Okay, now it's back. I am so sorry with the technical issues, guys. I am terribly sorry. This is going to be a really great stream. We had some major news to cover, and we have some good trade plans to just kind of first review of what the outcomes were of our expectations from last week's stream, and then cover some trade plans for next week, because we have to do some theory crafting based off of let's say a baseline expectation that we start doing attacks in Iran over the weekend. We have to figure out what the trade plan is going to be on that front. But I'm still kind of concerned that things aren't going so well on the YouTube side of things, because YouTube is lagging like a motherfucker. Here, let me go ahead and stop streaming for a sec and see if I can restart the stream. Okay, I hit start streaming again. Let's see if everything is fine now. Is the video fine and the audio fine? Is everything fine now? I don't see any health warnings. I don't see any health warnings. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. So I learned my lesson. We're not going to be doing the Discord stages. At least I out of a precaution of safety, because I haven't had this problem before. Of course, when I turned off Discord and turned off Discord stages, my internet capacity for streaming came back. So I've never had that problem before with Discord suddenly taking up so much of my data that it interferes with my streaming. So we're not going to be doing that again out of an abundance of caution, okay? And we're going to start now with the trade plans. I know we're now like finally getting into it, 20 minutes into the stream, but about 8 minutes of our stream was technical difficulties, so I'm terribly sorry. You know, it's like one stream every 2 months you get a technical difficulty, and it's been a few weeks, several weeks since I've had one. So hopefully you guys can brush it off with me, and we can start doing some trade plans for the week ahead. So what we need to seriously consider is what is the likely impact if we were to receive the headline over the weekend to market open, where we would be if we got the headline, U.S. has attacked, invaded Iran, or U.S. has attacked and invaded Cuba. It does seem more likely that the real risk of what's going on right now is with Iran, especially with the assassination attempt on Ivanka. And there is also a potential that maybe Trump does both. goes into Cuba and goes into Iran. But what I think is a more Trump-like play is to do the operation on Iran, continue it, based off, again, theory crafting here, assuming a move happens over the weekend, that there's an attack in Iran, and that's used as negotiating leverage with the Cubans saying, look, we're ready to go, and look at what we're doing to Iran right now. And what we're doing to Iran, we can do to you at the same time. We can have both these things going. So, we'll see. And with people regarding Geisa getting arrested in the United States, that's putting red flags up. It's a lot of red flags for, like, does the Cuban leadership actually want to go into this fight? Because the Americans are coming after their money right now with this Geisa stuff, and I really hope my mic isn't clipping or sounding horrible here, but I keep seeing it peak a little bit. So hopefully everything's good. Maybe I need a little further back or something. I don't know. Okay. So just, Ari, if you could, give me like a thumbs up or something if everything's good, and then we can finally go into trade plans. But it seems like I've kind of led the horse here. The most obvious expectation in the event we have a move over the weekend would be a gap down. How far of a gap down, I am genuinely not too sure. We've had 1% gap downs. We can go back to the beginning here. This was the pause on military strikes. This was the weekend that we had the attack. So that was a 0.5% move. This was another one, 0.85. This was another one. And then that was the Tuesday we had. That was a 1% move. So all the gaps down, including this one over here. So all the gaps down have been about 0.6 to 0.9%. The average is somewhere around there. So let's split the difference and go 0.75% just based on the historical moves. Okay, let's go 0.75%. If there's an attack over the weekend, 0.75. That puts us about here. We could go a little higher, maybe gap a little higher, gap open a little higher. We can gap open a little lower. And also, my internet's plummeted again, guys. I'm getting a warning saying there's not enough data. Guys, maybe someone's stealing my internet connection. Maybe someone fucking got my password and is using up my internet. I have never had these issues before. This is terrible. I am so sorry. But I'm gonna continue the show because I have faith that my internet will be the little engine that could and will catch up. Again, if things are going okay-ish, give me a thumbs up. Maybe I need to reschedule the stream. Maybe I need to do the stream tomorrow evening. I mean, I don't mind covering all this stuff tomorrow evening, but it might be too late. By the time, I mean, you know, I'll go ahead and do another stream tomorrow evening, but I'm going to continue this stream here just so I can have a place where it's like, okay, I got these thoughts out and these trade plans out at this time on this day, because if by tomorrow morning something happens, it's kind of important to have expectations laid out ahead of time. So if there is an attack on Iran and we open an attack over the weekend, I would expect us to open about down here. And we can timestamp this. This is 2026-05-22, correct? Oh, where's my phone? My phone. Yeah, 22. And we're at 2028. That's the current time. And then we're gonna do around. We could do if U.S. tax Iran over weekend. That would be the expectation there. And in this specific situation, man, I would not be terribly, terribly surprised. And it looks like the stream's back to normal at the moment. Thank God. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if we did see follow through lower or even more sideways-ish movement. It's going to depend, in my opinion, if other countries and NATO get involved in this next wave of attacks, because apparently Marco Rubio has been making progress on negotiating with other NATO member countries on beginning to create a plan B where they do participate in reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Oh, I'm getting a new error on OBS. Encoding overloaded. Okay. I now know what to work on for next stream. Thank you, OBS, for handing me the error. So, because I've had so many technical issues so far this stream, that's kind of the main thing I wanted to make sure I get done. And then I could just copy paste this little bit of analysis. Okay, we're going to do crypto, we're going to do oil, we're going to do gold, we're going to do some currencies, we're going to do DXY, euro dollar, dollar yen, maybe dollar won, and then do the same thing for some equities: Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, and then there's some IPOs coming out. There's SpaceX, ChatGPT, Anthropic, some big IPOs coming out. So there's a bunch of things to watch out for going out into the future. But as far as this weekend risk, this is the primary thing I wanted to talk about immediately today. And I'm going to do another stream. I'm going to do a special stream tomorrow to make up for the terrible internet connection here. And we will go over week ahead trade plans, the nominal trade plans, just so that then we have them. Because if we don't see the attack over the weekend, we're not going to see this gap. Maybe the attack occurs during the trading period next week. But in the event where nothing happens, we need to know what the nominal trade plan is, so then we can make similar expectations for assets like we did last week. Okay, guys. I'll say thank you very much if you have stuck around through the technical difficulties. I know you have already. Thank you very much. Again, we're just going to do an extra stream tomorrow to actually cover the future expectations, and we'll review the things that we covered today, so that then nobody is lost in like, why is there an extra stream, right? So we'll cover a couple of the things that we covered today. Maybe we can do it super fast and cover everything. But I need to apparently do some do some technical updates for my OBS settings here, and do a double check on my internet connection. Maybe I need to replace the antenna or something. Anyways, thank you guys for watching if you've watched this far. And if you're not in the Discord, make sure you click on the WAP link, hop into the Discord. You can get access to these indicators. I know we didn't quite go over them today. We're going to go over them in the next stream tomorrow. But if you want to hang out with me and in that research Discord, you're always welcome to. And I will see you guys in a bit. Thank you very much.